How to work out for beginners. So step number one, figure out if you should cut or bulk. So first of all, what is a bulk? A bulk is when your calorie intake is higher than the calories that you burn. So when we do any type of physical activity, we burn a calorie, right? Or calories, right? A bunch of them. And when we're bulking, we want our intake to be higher than the amount that we burn. This is so that we actually gain weight while also still building muscle mass and still building strength. And the opposite is true with a cut. A cut is when we burn more calories than we put inside of us, right? A bulk is made for you to gain mass. However, there is a sort of downside to it. It's when you do a bulk, right here, let's say I'll use my arm for example, right? You'll build X amount of muscle, and then on top of that, there's going to be a tiny layer of fat, right? During the cut, we want to cut that down, hence the name being a cut. So the bulk is for us to gain size and strength while also accepting that we will build up some fat. And then the cut is to fucking literally cut off the fat. And then that way, at the end of the cut, we'll be fucking shredded while also staying really big. Like right now, you see my size right now? If I cut right now, it wouldn't really do much because I'm really fucking lean. I have a lot of lean muscle mass. However, if I did a really big bulk and then I cut down, you see how my arms are? They'd be like up here. They'd be much bigger. This is why a bulk is important. Now you want to figure out which one do you want to do. So if you're skinny, you want to do a bulk. If you're like super fucking fat, then you want to do a cut, obviously because you have a lot of fat. However, if you're like most people, if you're like how I was a while ago, you're probably skinny fat, somewhere in between. You're not skinny, you're not fat, you're skinny fat. So what should you do? The answer is to bulk. Why is this? Because right now, as a skinny fat person, you have a lot of excess fat built up in like the feminine parts of your body, like your fucking titties, your fucking wide ass hips, right? So what you want to do is you want to do a really big bulk so that it sort of becomes more even around your body. And then that way, while you're bulking, you build muscle mass and then that little bit of fat that you will cut off at the end. So when you are cutting, you'll look a lot more fucking toned out. You'll look a lot more even. Right now, like you're sort of, you're naturally building a sort of hourglass shape as like a woman would want, right? Since you're on this fucking gynocentric diet you're on. And we want to remove that. We want to do a big bulk. That way it can remove like that weird fucking shape that you have. Cut it all off once you have the muscle mass. Because what a lot of people get wrong, what a lot of these skinny fat people get wrong, is they think, oh, I have a little bit of fat on the feminine parts of my body, like my tits and my fucking hips, so I'm gonna cut that down, and then I'm gonna look like a smaller version of a shredded guy. So let's say you look at me. I'm pretty shredded, honestly. Maybe not right now because I haven't worked out in like a day or two. So let's say me. Someone will look at me and it's like, oh yeah, I'm gonna look like that after I cut, only smaller. No, it doesn't work like that. You're not gonna have any muscle to begin with. You're just gonna be skinny. That's the whole name, skinny fat. You cut the fat off, what are you? You're skinny. We don't want that. We want to build muscle. So how do we do that? Through the bulk. Now that you know what type of person you are, you want to stick to the bulk or the cut. Now step 2 is the actual split. I'm going to give you the most simple split, the most popular split out there, and you just have to stick to it. Like, just shut the fuck up and turn your brain off for a second and just take this information in, all right? Push, pull, legs. So as a beginner, you probably don't know what the fuck that means. So first of all, when we're working out, we have a lot of muscles that do a push motion, a pull motion, and then we have our legs. The, let's say, push muscles are our chests, our triceps, and then our pull muscles are biceps and our back. Because when we are working them out, you want to, I'll use the back for example. You're pulling to work out the back, right? You're pulling like that. And then for the chest, you're pushing. Same thing with triceps like that, and then biceps like that. So the routine is Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, push, pull, legs. Another push, pull, legs until Saturday, Sunday rest. Literally, that's it. It's as simple as that. And when it comes to actually working out, the number one tip that I can give you is to literally just have fun. A lot of people will find fun in over optimizing their workouts and optimizing their workouts for them. I just don't find fun in that. I don't like going to a workout and thinking, oh, I gotta put my arms like this. Oh, I gotta put my foot like that. I don't fucking like that. It's just too much. I go to the gym because I enjoy it, because I want to fucking build muscle. I'm more likely to go to the gym and build muscle if I do enjoy it. And the way I enjoy it is I just go there and lift fucking like a retard. I just go there, lift weights, whatever. I don't go there and think, okay, I gotta put my arms at a 25.9 degree angle. No, I don't want to fucking do that. No, to me, it just takes out all the fun out of it. Of course, for a lot of people, over optimizing for them would be optimizing. For them, that would be fun, understandably. But for, I think, 99% of the people, it takes so much of the fun out of it. And at the beginning, it's super important to actually have fun, because then you want to stick to it as much as possible. It's so much harder to stick to something, to create a new habit, if it's not fun. Like, if you don't actually enjoy doing this thing, then like, are you going to keep going? No. You're not going to keep going to, I don't know, fucking kickboxing lessons if you don't actually enjoy it, if you don't see the benefit in it. So make it fun. Step number 3 is cardio. A lot of people aren't going to like this, but cardio is actually really good for you. So the way I see it, humans aren't meant to actually run. Humans aren't meant to jog. I see running and jogging as the same thing. So humans aren't meant to actually do that. If you look throughout history, the fucking tribe members, right? How did they hunt the mammoths? They did a ton of fucking walking, and then when it was actually time for the hunt, they were sprinting. So like, our literal biological bodies, they were meant to do long distance walking and then short distance sprints. This is why you always see all these like health gurus preaching walking and sprinting, because it's literally built into our DNA to be the best fucking version of cardio for us. So how can we actually implement this into our workout? What I like to do is I go on the treadmill and I put the incline at like, I don't know, 45 degree angle. So it's like right about there, the fucking shadow, bro. So it's right about there. And then I set the speed to like 3. It's really not a fast walk, but the incline does help a lot. This way, it burns a lot of fat. It's super good for a cut. And even then, even if you're not cutting, you should still be doing some amount of cardio just for your cardiovascular health, especially if you are eating dirty food like, I don't know, fucking candy, or you know what I mean? And also specifically pork. You know, like in a lot of religions, pork is, I don't know, haram, like in Islam. It literally is the dirtiest meat, because pigs eat like disgusting ass fucking mud and shit. They eat anything. And so if you do eat a lot of ham and shit like that, like I used to eat a lot of ham, you gotta do a lot of cardio. That way it balances out your cardiovascular health. If you eat a lot of ham and you go to the doctor, they're gonna tell you your health is fucking shit. How do you balance this out? Cardio. So if you are in a cut right now, what I would heavily recommend is doing what I just suggested, putting the treadmill up to like a 45 degree angle, setting the speed to 3, and just doing this over and over again, like let's say 30 minutes every day. You'll see your face get so much leaner, man. I'm telling you, it's crazy how lean like your face will get. Do this for a month straight, you'll start to notice like, whoa, what the fuck? Like, I can actually see my cheekbones. What the fuck? You'll notice this after a while. And it just improves cardiovascular health, like I said. So do your cardio. Now, step number 4, resting recovery. What do I mean by this? Recovery is like a rest day, right? On these days, you literally want to minimize the amount of time that you work out. However, if you are still getting into the habit, I would recommend just doing a little bit, honestly, just to keep that habit in there. So for me, the biggest trouble that I had when starting out was I couldn't actually stick to my schedule. So what I did is I stuck to my push-pull legs, and then on the 7th day, on my quote-unquote rest day, I would just do some sort of light thing just to say I actually did work out, so I can keep that habit inside. Nowadays, I don't actually have to do that. So what I do on the 7th day, I honestly literally just walk around, maybe get like a really small weight, like, I don't know, do some fucking gay-ass little workout. Doesn't have to be much, it just has to be something. That way you can actually build that habit. You can actually make sure that you build that habit. Once you actually start to have fun in the gym, and you actually make sure that you do want to go to the gym, that you actually do guarantee you go to the gym, then yeah, it's fair enough, you can not do that on the rest day. You can actually have a rest day. Now, the big one, sleep. We want to, I hate using this word optimizing, but we do want to optimize our sleep. We want to get at least 8 hours of sleep. A lot of people are going to be like, oh, but actually, I need 6 hours of sleep. I need 5 hours of sleep. You need 5 hours of sleep to feel energized. But your body is still fucking dead. Biologically, through every single fucking year in history, humans have slept for this amount of time. The ones that have naturally slept for 5 hours a day, they didn't grow. Their fucking muscle recovery was shit. That's why you always see, fuck my hair. That's why you always see all these, influencers like Hamza always preach about sleep. Sleep is super important. Did you know, a quick fact for you, did you know that if you sleep less than 2 hours at night, specifically at night, not like a nap, if you sleep 2 hours or less, you permanently lose brain cells. Let me just emphasize that a little bit. You permanently lose brain cells. You don't want that. Obviously, it's a sort of exaggeration, but you get what I mean. We want our 8 hours so we can actually maximize the amount of time that we recover, because our muscles grow in the recovery time. If we're always fucking training like that, we're not actually going to grow. Or at least if we do, it's going to be super long. Right now we're at the stage where we want to optimize our muscle growth. We're at the stage where we want to build as much muscle as possible. And we do that during rest. That's why the rest in between sets is always like fucking 2.5, 3 minutes. It takes time for our muscles to recover, to make sure that we're back at optimal strength. And a lot of people don't fucking realize this. A lot of people are like, oh, why am I not getting any muscle? Why do I feel so tired? Because you're on fucking 7 hours of sleep, bro. You're on fucking 7 hours of sleep. Go to fucking bed. Doesn't matter what the fuck, you just lie down and just recover. It pisses me off. Some people are like, oh, but actually, I need 6 hours of sleep. No, the fuck you don't. You need 8 hours of sleep. I don't give a fuck what type of person you are. I don't give a fuck if you're like, I don't know, an apprentice of Andrew Tate. Because he said or it might have been Tristan Tate that said, oh yeah, I get negative 1 hour of sleep or some shit like that. Yeah, that's not fucking you, bro. You're not him. You're not him. You're at the beginning of your journey. So optimize it as much as possible. Optimize the stuff that you can optimize, obviously. Like I said before, have fucking fun. But fucking hell, man. Get your rest in. That's the time where you build muscle. When we're asleep after a workout, we our body literally builds fucking muscle. And so if we cut that short, then it's gonna be like, okay, what the fuck do I do now? It's like the muscle literally thinks, okay, rest time is over, I'm gonna stop building muscle. The fuck? We don't want that. We want to be 8 hours of sleep, because then our body knows, okay, we have 8 hours to sleep, we have 8 hours to recover, so let's fucking build as fast as we can. What the fuck? Okay, I spent too long on this sleep and recovery one. And now finally, step number 5, take progress pictures. Like fucking hell. I'm so happy that I took a bunch of progress pictures during my working out journey. If you can see here, this was in about 2022, 2023 right here. This is me now. Over this period of time, at the beginning I barely worked out, and then in the middle I was very inconsistent, and then over the past year I've only started to become really consistent. For the past 8-9 months I've been really consistent in the gym, and you can see the result. Holy shit. Like, hold on, okay, you can't really see it right there. Holy shit, look at my trap. Look at that shit. Honestly, take progress pictures. Later, years on, you're gonna be looking through your gallery and gonna be like, what the fuck, bro? How far have I come? This is what I'm thinking right now. I'm thinking about the first time that I started working out, or one of the first times. Damn, holy shit. I was skinny. I remember being so insecure about myself. I remember thinking I remember thinking how I didn't fit into any of my clothes, and now it's fucking hell, man. It feels good to have come this far. And if you're at the beginning of your working out journey, then it will come for you too. Just trust the process. And now finally, step number 6. Step number 6 is consistency over perfection. honestly, since you're at the beginning of your journey, being consistent is what matters the most. Not being perfect. Because you won't be perfect at the beginning. Right now, at the beginning, you just want to make sure that you're actually going and doing at least a little bit. That way you can build that habit. Later on, once your habit is actually settled in after like a month or so of being consistent, then you can start fucking training hard. It's way easier to build muscle, to train hard once you actually have that habit in. It's way easier to study hard once you've been studying just a little bit every day. You start to increase the more reps you do, increase the weight. Anyway, yeah, subscribe.